years ago. Yeah, so it was painful. But these days, you know, we have a very nice
sophisticated technology.
So she's doing fine this morning.
Good. Okay, we are now live on YouTube. We're gonna start sharp at 10 o'clock Malaysian time. Now it's like 9:49. How's weather in your region? How's the weather?
You know, we had a long rainy season and it was over. Okay, and you know, now it is okay. It is gone. So from yesterday, we have very hot and humid weather. So very hot, all Korean area. Yeah.
Here is very
hot and humid.
We are now having summer. Very
during the summer. How is your weather? Is it what about the humidity?
Humidity is I think that is a common you know, weather. So everywhere is humid. Yeah. So because we are always in summer, but it's extremely hot these few days.
How hot is it there?
How about
the weather, the temperature? How is the temperature these days?
Now it's like 29, 30. That's quite.
Oh, so cool.
No, that's high for us.
Korea. Today mostly over 33. So Pohang area, our city, almost 37 and 38, and the Seoul 36 yesterday. And very humid.
Very humid. Because you have all these 4 seasons, but in Malaysia we only have like, you know, one summer weather, so we are used to that humidity.
But the temperature pretty low, 20 almost.
Maybe because we are adjacent to the sea. We are kind of like close to the sea. There's a South Chinese Sea here. So that could give another, you know, different weather. But anyway, we are now in a good building.
Yeah, very nice season there.
Yeah.
You know, the Malaysia is one of the best country after retire.
Oh yeah, you should have planned to invest here. A lot of Chinese actually came, and they prefer to have, you know, in Kuala Lumpur or Penang or Malacca. Penang and Malacca is actually part of the World Heritage City, which has been like gazetted by the UNESCO, and a lot of tourists coming down. But now we are closing our visitors, you know. Only certain country are allowed to enter Malaysia. What about your South Korea? Are you opening your gate to outsider?
Yeah, they can come, but you know
with restrict SOP.
But without if we are from outside, the 1 week, 2 week, 2 week separation required. So anyway, so these days, you know, the South Korea, the number of occurrence of the infection, COVID-19 is increasing.
Wow, that's not a good
More
sign.
than 100. Yesterday, 157 like that. So it's increasing. So because, you know, we had a long vacation time. So after vacation, you know, people are moving around.
we are in a strict control of the government order, you know, from day to day. We have last week festive season. So last week there appeared to be slightly increased, but not that drastic. But yesterday we have a good, you know, there's no new case. No. Yesterday there were 12, 12 new case, but that is actually a downtrend. Yeah. I think the government has done very good job in making sure that, you know, all this standard operating procedure is adhered. Even in this hotel, we were provided by the face mask every day according to number of participants, and we were required to keep on sanitizing as and when we enter, you know, the dining, and we have to put on glove, yeah, every time when we want to take food from the restaurant. I mean,
okay. In our case, you know, everywhere it is free, so it's up to each people.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that is a habit.
but so far we did well, but nowadays, yeah, from yesterday or 2 days ago, you know, after the rainy season is over, you know, it's now people are moving around, so it's a big challenge for us.
Yeah.
So government may intervene to control but still it's up to
individual.
Yes, yeah, individuals, yes. So, you know, in the newspaper, they are they speak loud. It's a challenge, you know, it's dangerous, they say.
I saw your hair is getting almost all gray.
Yeah, I'm about to retire. I'm thinking about Malaysia. Yeah, it can be after my wife retire, then we may stay in Malaysia. Malaysia was such a nice country.
Wow, that is good to hear. Please let us know if you need our assistance on, you know, choosing the right, maybe landed property, for instance. Yeah, but it's really a good move if you consider that to be in Malaysia.
Yeah, I will certainly do that because, you know, Malaysia was it's a wonderful country, so peaceful and very, yeah, it was, the infrastructure is pretty good. Yeah, very nice.
You mean the cost of living is also great here?
Yeah, I felt that too.
And Singapore, yeah, we are forever like,
sure.
yeah, good, good investment. Okay, we have like,
yeah, very nice country to live. Yeah, but my wife, probably my wife, we have 6 more years.
okay, 6 more years. You can start planning. Okay, I saw Kim already at the attendant list. Yeah. I was made understood Facebook is not really practice in Korea. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Facebook, the social media using Facebook is not really a popular.
Yeah, many are using Facebook, but I rarely use Facebook, and around my colleague, they do not maintain Facebook because we actually, you know, Korea, our faculty members are so busy, they do not have enough time to do for managing the SNS things. That's why, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. We stick to whatever we are doing now. I think, well, for this first time, you know, engagement. I think we are doing good.
Okay. So we all are each in his own room. I'm in Gyeongju, Sama in Pohang. Yeah. Sama in. Actually, we offer the hotel to this place. Everybody should come to here, but you know, if they stay, they have so many business and they want to keep their office.
Yeah.
Many of them are.
Yeah. The
Their
same
office.
happen to be here as well.
Yeah, that's why we designated the hotel and offered the room for them, but it is too near.
It's too near.
You know, we should move. Yeah, we should have visited Malaysia.
Yeah.
Then they will.
2020 next year, everything goes smooth and we can make a lot of good arrangement. We are about to be on air. Kim, you are ready?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, welcome back to the UNESCO Unit Twin Virtual Joint Workshop for Research and Education Collaboration between University Malaysia Kelantan and Handong Global University, South Korea. Today, 18 August 2020, we are on our second day of this collaboration workshop. And to all viewers outside or those who are currently viewing online, I would just like to highlight a few of the important engagement that currently we are doing this together. My name is Raja Suzana Raja Kasim. I'm the presider for these 3 days online workshop, and this is actually the co-organization of event between the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, University Malaysia Kelantan, and Handong Global University, Republic of Korea. So we have actually a quick one again, just to recap for those who possibly just joined us. The purpose of this program is to have a joint work by university lecturers. We have some of us researchers. We also actually inviting administrators and graduates from Malaysia to benefit the entire academic community and to make understand what is that opportunity can be tapped from our engagement on the Industry 4.0 research and education's activities. So as this platform is also involving the network on capacity building for sustainable development in developing country in the ASEAN region, the essential factors favoring development in the field of competence of UNESCO is indeed just on time, and we are indeed very much happy. In our university, we always like to hear more and more and the exchange of experience and knowledge between our experts. So today, the session will have a quick brief. We're going to have now approximately about 1 hour to begin with our guest speaker. And then at 11 in the morning after this, we're going to have another session which is going to be delivered by expertise from UMK, Dr. Tan Siguan, entitled Augmented Reality in Graduate Enterprise Solutions. And the session will last about 1 hour and a half, and it will end at 12:30. We shall take a lunch break and come back at 2 p.m. to listen to another presentation, which will discuss about robotics. The title will be Designing and Utilizing Socially Interactive Robots in Research and Education, which will be delivered by Prof. Wong Han Lee from Handong Global University. And following that, our last session today will start at 3:30 and it will last for 1 hour and a half. and we are going to engage viewers and listeners on AI-driven business model. And this is going to be presented by Prof. Dr. Joe. So without further ado, for this morning session, our guest speaker is expert in the artificial intelligence, right? And then the topic that she will be delivering is entitled Intelligent Adaptive Learning System for Sustainable Education. Dr. Fatiha binti Muhammad. So before we invite her to the session, perhaps a very quick overview about her background. Give me a second. Yes. Where is the Fatiha? Okay, Dr. Fatiha had her early PhD in computer science and data mining from University Malaysia, Terengganu. She joined our faculty quite recently, about few months ago. 1st February this year, and she also holds Masters of Science in Intelligent Knowledge-Based System from University Utara Malaysia, and her undergraduate was Bachelor of Science in Information Technology from National University of Malaysia. She also holds Diploma in Information Technology. Now, her previous engagement has been like numbers of activity that involve informatics and applied mathematics, and also engagement on other computer science activities. So basically, she has interest in the data mining, artificial intelligence, decision support system, information system, and software engineering. So in these sessions, I think let us get her into the online and welcome Dr. Fatiha. Over to you. You can share the chat.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum and good morning for viewers and listeners, and also for our friends from HGU and UMK. Okay, first of all, thank you very much for organizer for inviting me to join this morning for Industry 4.0 Research and Education Collaboration Workshop hosted by UMK and HGU, and this program also supported by the Korean Ministry of Education. So thank you very much for the program. Okay, so my speech today is about on adaptive learning system for sustainable education. Okay, so today I will talk a little bit about on our faculty and myself, a little bit about myself and a background of adaptive learning. And the main points on to this morning, I will talk on my previous project, WACLES, and the last session we go to Q&A. You are welcome to ask about this session. Okay, before we go to that, So I like to introduce of our faculty. So our faculty is Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, University Malaysia Kelantan, which is situated at City Campus. Okay, so for your information, we are Malaysian Entrepreneurship University, and we are also preserve the local and cultural heritage. So if you visit to UMK, you can see many buildings with Malay cultural heritage. And UMKL tagline is also entrepreneurship is our trust. Okay, from the slide, you can see the unit hall. This hall we call entrepreneurship hall, where the place we make a big events. Okay, previously the convocation day is held in this hall. Okay, the next picture, this is a UMK logo, which include red and blue color. Okay, this is the next picture is scenario of the faculty. You can see many place, many shelter with the heritage design. Okay. Okay. The last picture, me with our previous invited speaker from Saudi Electronic University Riyadh. She is Dr. Noor Shuhani Zamin. She came to UMK last week to share her knowledge and experience in adaptive learning project for disability child. Okay, and this is a little bit of myself. Me, Fatihah Muhammad. Okay, for HGU, for our member from HGU, Fatihah is my name and Muhammad is my father's name. In Malay culture, we call people with first name, Fatihah, not by father's name. Okay, I am a lecturer in Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, UMK, since January 2020. Okay, I have a PhD in Computer Science from University Malaysia Terengganu at 2016. Here at faculty, I teach ICT courses such as information technology for entrepreneurship and e-commerce. Okay, for incoming, we will offer a few digital commerce course for students such as digital marketing and others related entrepreneurship digital course. Okay, my interest research is in information system, decision support system, and I also involve in research artificial intelligence in education. And a few years ago, I also involved in research software engineering, specifically in software reuse, sometimes people call code clone detection. Okay, software engineering or software reuse, this research involved in many software development for nowadays. Okay, my current project, so the latest project I involved in short grant UMK COVID-19, which is social, psychological, economic impact on COVID-19 on SMEs in Kelantan, present and post COVID-19. Before that, I am involved in component reusability evaluation approach for software reuse in new system development. This is software engineering project. And the third project is a decision support system for learning style detection using behavioral modeling. This is we will see today. My past project, I also involved in path identification algorithm for situational crime prevention using AHP techniques. And also my last project, ICM or Intelligent Computer Methods in diagnosing oral and maxillofacial disease, specifically in oral cancer disease. This project is collaborating between University Malaysia Terengganu, University Science Malaysia, and also University Technology Malaysia, supporting by KPT or Higher Education Malaysian Ministry. Okay, now before we go to the next, we have to know what is adaptive learning. Okay, adaptive learning, for your information, is one of trends in Education 4.0, which is a guide to learning people with personalized to individual students. Okay, that means every student have their own style learning. Okay, so what is adaptive teaching? Okay, adaptive learning or adaptive teaching is educational method, okay, educational way which use computer algorithms, computer methods to organize, to manage the interaction with the learners and deliver customized resources and learning activities to address the unique needs or requirement of each learner, of students. Okay, so why we need adaptive teaching or adaptive learning? Because we want to provide our citizen or our student with a personalized learning, which we aims to provide more efficient, more effective, and customized learning paths to engage each student. Means every student will get their own style, okay, and their own activities. Okay, so for more details on adaptive learning, today I will present about our project on WECLUS. Okay, so WECLUS is applying artificial intelligence method in supporting learning styles detection through behavior modeling. Okay, this project involved me, Fatihah Muhammad, Wan Fatin Fatihah Wan Yahya, and Prof. Nur Maizura Muhammad Nur from University Malaysia Terengganu. Okay, so I will introduce a little bit on learning style. Okay, what is learning style? Okay, learning style is a description of the attitudes and behaviors or action by people which determine an individual preferred learning content and way of learning. Okay, means every individual learning style is different each other. Okay, so learning style detection usually used by teacher or instructor to recognize each of students' ability. So nowadays, or the conventional method used by teacher to detect or to identify learning style using survey, or we can specifically, they're using questionnaire to get data about the student, okay? So when teacher or instructor fill in the questionnaire, we found that it less accurate. Doing to complete the questionnaire is tedious task and tend to choose answers randomly because the question is very long, okay? They have many questions to ask, to answer. Sometimes the answer is not true or biased because of emotion such as anger, sadness, and happiness. So resulting the different question and answers, it means not true or not accurate. So in this project, we try to propose an approach to detect the learning style of a student by analyze his or her interaction during online activities learning. Means the collecting of action or behavior of learners is not done by the teacher or instructor, but we collect from the action of the student during online activities. So we create automated LSD based on behavioral modeling. Okay. So what is decision support system? So DSS is one of information system types. It is interactive computer system that use models and algorithms of computers such as decision analysis, mathematical programming, simulation, and logical models for problem solving and decision making. Okay, so people nowadays use DSS in supporting decision making. So before we propose VAK learning style, we have to know what component in DSS. Okay, DSS include database, which is include all the data or action by the students. Okay, model base. Okay, then user interface, that is between you and user and the system. Knowledge base, okay, and reasoning engine. Okay, so what is behavioral modeling? Okay, behavioral modeling is a model or method used by apply user behaviors or action to predict the future decision, okay, such as click the picture, okay, times using the system, time to complete the activities, or choosing the symbol. That is a behavior or action. So in this project, we also specifically in learning style, visual, audio, kinesthetic. Okay, so all the parameters of VAK is collected to produce behavioral modeling. Okay, this is the basic. Okay, the picture is about the base of decision support system model. So if you can see on the picture, DSS model have user interface, which is provide medium between user and the system. Okay, user use GUI or interface to interact with the system. And then DSS also have explanation module, okay, and then inference engine. In inference engine, it include derive new data or knowledge. Okay, inference engine used to generate the result. Okay, which is the result is used to support user decision making. Most of the inference engine can be used AI or machine learning to generate the the output. Okay, some of them use Bayesian method. Okay, so what is behavior modeling? Okay, so the first one, behavior modeling is detecting learning style. Okay, so in learning style, detecting learning style, we collect a few activities or a few action such as time spent completing activity. Okay, that is action by the user. Number of occurrence of activity, how many activity done, and number of completed activities. Okay, number of completed activities by user. Maybe the system have a few number of activities. So how many numbers, how many games, how many level that the user already done. Okay, so e-learning is automatically identify learning style through student behavior. So in this system, we also develop a prototype of e-learning, which is used by students to complete all the activities. Behavioral modeling is also implemented in recommendation system. Okay, so the data extract from the recommendation system, such as click or purchase behavior, consumer rate, item value, okay, criticism, value setting to item attributes, and user specific user requirement. Okay, this is a behavior or action that we collect from the recommendation system. In mobile phone service, this model is used to analyze of past customer behavior in order to predict future customer behavior, and also to predict the type of service or brand selected. Okay, so now we know that behavioral modeling is one of the method to make in supporting decision making, and it's applied in many fields, not also in education. It also used in purchasing recommendation system, and also in predicting. Okay, so learning style. Learning style have many types. Okay, we can see it has visual, auditory, verbal, physical, logical, social, and solitary. Okay, this is the types of learning style of our student nowadays, and we also. Okay, so exactly what is about visual? Okay, visual is mean the student prefer use picture, image, and spatial understanding. Okay, they prefer to learn from the picture. Okay, a musical or auditory means student prefer using sound and music while learning. Okay, verbal, students prefer using words both in speech and writing. Okay, they can speak each other, they can speak with teacher. Physical, kinesthetic. Okay, this style means students prefer using their body, their hands, and sense of touch. And the next style is logical or mathematic. In this group, students using logic, reasoning, and system, such as they play Lego, they solve the puzzle. Okay, the others is social learning style, which is they learn or study in groups or with other people. They are build interaction each other. Okay, and the last one is solitary. Solitary means a student is preferred to work alone and use self-study. So from this learning style, we prefer to to study VAK. Okay, this is our first stage. Okay, so in this project, we just concentrate on VAK. Okay, that means visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Okay, in visual, most of the students see the teacher. Okay, they see the teacher. Okay, and the student can sit in front of classroom. They see the picture, they see the visual, and they can think and produce the result from the picture. They can react with the picture, with the visual. Okay, they learn best from visual display. Okay, in category of kinesthetic, students prefer hands-on approach, like touching, okay, doing. Okay, they are really hard time to sit. Okay, they cannot just sitting still in long time. They rather demonstrate than explain, than talk. Okay, so they prefer group work, such as doing games. In auditory, this group, they learn by listen. Okay, verbal lesson. They do discussion. Okay, they're listening to others. They can listen instruction. They can listen teacher instruction. They can interpret meaning by listening. Okay, may read aloud. Okay, this group, they may read a book aloud. Okay, such as they listen music. Okay. Okay, now next slide. I will present on our VAK LSD model based on decision support system model. Okay, based on DSS based model, we build our model, Vehicles model. Is referred to VAK, Visual Auditory Kinesthetic Learning Style Detection System model. Okay, in this model, it includes 3 modules, which is interface module, process module, and a decision module. Okay, generally, this model is based on the base model of DSS. Okay, for the first module, interface module, it includes user interact with the system. The user can be a student who is personalized learning, teacher who is monitoring, and a decision maker. Okay, so the first module, student will complete the activities, and all the action or behavior of the student will be saved into database, okay, into the system. Then in the process module, all the parameters of behavior will be extracted from the database. Okay, so for this project, for the first step, we already collect number of visits, time spent, visit frequency of the activities, and visit depth of each of activities. Okay, then all the parameters, all the actions will be generated by AI method, okay, to produce the last output. Okay, so in this project we use RBT, which is rule-based technique. Okay, so and the last module, learning style will be analyzed, and the teacher will get the last output, which is personalized VAK learning style. Means the system will display to the teacher that student is categorized by which type. Is it visual, auditory, or kinesthetic group? So After teacher know the type learning style of student, they can provide more specific activities to make it the student more understand, and the learning environment can be more efficient and interactive and more enjoyable. Okay, so that everybody have uh, the benefit from the learning environments. That is we call adaptive learning, means everybody have their own content of learning. So now I will explain how the process of calculation of the parameter of each behavior. Okay, to carry out learning style detection, first we track how students react with learning activities, means all the action of the activities, uh, time use, number of visiting, okay, frequency of visiting, and depth of pass. Okay, that is first step. And extract all the information about this interaction. Okay, then we train a rule-based classifier to determine, to identify the student's learning style by using the information extracted. Okay, what is information extracted? That is action done by the user, by the behavior that done by the student. Okay, time use, number of visiting, frequency of visiting, and depth of path. Okay, after we get all the score of each type, then the rule base, we classify each of the types. Okay, is it weak, moderate, or strong? Okay, and then the algorithm or the process will be ranked the learning style, and the last step, the system or the process will suggest the last output, that is learning style. Okay, this is some of our equation of formula that used to generate or to calculate all the ratio. So every behavior, okay, if you can see, so every action or every behavior will be calculated by their own formula, by their own equation. Okay, we have a ratio of time used, okay, a ratio number of visit, and we calculate ratio of visit frequency. Okay, means the number of learning object frequency used, and the total number of learning object frequency used. Okay, and the fourth parameter we calculate is depth of visit path. And finally, we calculate the average ratio. Okay, this is an example interface of our system, our prototype, because okay, Veclis prototype is basically designed for preschool student, means before they go to primary school, okay, or to nursery school. So because of the student is under primary school or preschool, we have to create the interface more interaction or more animation, okay. So when the user, okay, when the student enter or want to join the activities, they will select, okay, which one they prefer to accomplish or which one they want to do. Okay, we have activity based on music. Okay, we have activity based on the picture, and also we have activity based on the kinesthetic. Okay, and then okay, after student finish all the activities. So every parameters or every action done will be extracted to the engine of the system. Then the system, okay, actually the system have a two part. First part is for student and the second part is for teacher. Okay, for the teacher, if they want to analyze, if they want to know the learning style of the teacher, so the system will display the interface of learning styles to the report. Okay, for example, so Ashifa is the first student, is it's complete his activities. So the system will display the result of Ashifa for every learning style. Okay, if we can see, the system will list down kinesthetic score, visual score, audio score. Okay, we want the student complete all the activities learning style because we want to know which category is strong, moderate, or weak. So Ashifa is a kinesthetic student. Okay, she is very strong in kinesthetic. So this system will display advice to kinesthetic style, which is preference for hands-on learning. This is suggestion for teacher how to teach the student. Okay, needs to be able to touch or manipulate what being learned, respond to music by physical movement, benefits from picture or diagram in notes, learning is more effective when physical activity is involved. Okay, this suggestion is exactly suggestion from the expert. Okay, so when we call it expert, so it is actually is a knowledge. So all the knowledge expert in the system will be saved, will be stored in knowledge base. Okay, that is a DSS. Okay, in this system, we also suggest student tip, get hands-on in class. For example, don't just watch someone else do it. Okay, transfer reduce information to flashcard. Okay, that is a example for activities more around to learn new things. Okay, use finger or bookmark as a guide while reading. Okay, it means this is tips for teacher how to guide the student for kinesthetic student. Okay, so if teacher want to print the whole result, then he or she will click on the print this report. Okay, and the next screen is about analysis on learning style detection based on type learning style for the whole class. Okay, for example, we have how many students? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we have 11 students. So for the general 11 students in this class, the biggest type is visual. Okay, that is 45.5%. And then we have a second largest group is kinesthetic, 36.4%. And the last group is audio, which is 18.2%. Okay, this is a general class population learning style for this class. So based on this result, the teacher know what kind of activities or what kind of student they are. Okay, so if we look at to the result, most of the student is prefer to learn from visual. That means visual is about picture. Okay, they can learn from picture. They can read. Okay, they can interpret the visual. Okay, we also done a pilot study on comparison analysis between the system, our weightless, and conventional method that is using questionnaire. Okay, so in this pilot study, about 20 students is selected to be a tester. Okay, to use the system. Okay, before we done the computerized testing, we asked the teacher to complete the questionnaire. So in the questionnaire, teacher will be recognized the characteristic or the category of the student. Okay, either the student is B or A or K. Okay, then after that, we ask the student to do activities by using our e-learning system. Okay, so from e-learning system, the automated learning style detection will be produced. Okay, so after that, we do comparison, the finding between weightless generation and the questionnaire method. Okay, so from that pilot study, we found that most of the answer that given by the system is same what the teacher is identified.
Dr. Fatiha, I have to interrupt you because there appear to be a number of questions arise from HGU. Is it okay? Can we maybe attend one or two of the questions here?
Yes, you can.
Okay, this is from Dr. Sang Bao Jo. Thank you for your great lecture. I learned a lot from the speakers' insight about adaptive learning system for sustainable education. I have one question about the lecture. Adaptive learning system is specialized in education, but behavior style detection is likely to be useful not only in education but also in other businesses. Do you plan to apply it to other business areas? Or are there any new markets where the adaptive learning system can be applied? Or he also said, I will ask this question after lecture.
It's okay, it's okay. We can discuss now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to see the questions here?
Okay. So, the question is about that means what the other kinds of field we can apply behavior. Yes. In the business, of course, we can recommend the product based on the user action. Okay. Such as when user browse the browser, okay, the shopping or they look the catalog, or for the style of purchase. So for the future, we can recommend which product they reference to the customer. Okay, beside the education, actually, this study is also very good for disability children. Okay, so in the future, we plan to do the testing to our special kids, disability children who has dyslexia and also autism, syndrome Down, and physical disability. Because these kind of children have their own style. They cannot learn by the other student, other child with a normal physical. Okay, some of this child have their own advantage. They just can learn from the picture, or some of them cannot touch the pen or hold the pen like a normal kids. But some of them are very good in mathematics, in problem solving. So we have to detect which kind of them, okay? Because we want to give all opportunities to our children to get the knowledge, to get the knowledge to sustain their life, okay? They need to be identified where they are, okay? So I think adaptive learning is very good for these disability children. So we cannot ignore them. They have their own ability, they have their own advantage in their life.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fatia. We have about approximately 9 more minutes. There's one question from Nurul Azwa, Muhammad Kadri. Hi, morning all. One question for me. Since this is pilot study, so what is the next step of this project? What's the next step of this project, Dr. Fatia?
Okay, thank you, Miss Nurul Azwa. I think this is from Malaysian, of course. Name is refer to Malaysian. Okay, this is our pilot study. Of course, we have a plan to do more steps. Okay. In the future or for the next step, we will add more detailed behavior, or we will extract more action from the from students to build our behavioral modeling. Okay, such as repetition of student done activities. Okay, maybe we can add more activities. Okay, depth of activities such as game level. Okay, if other student like to go in depth of level, after finish one level, go to the next level, there is also a learning style we can detect. Number of activities completed or not completed, it also must be extracted. Okay, what color involved in the activities, what kind of symbol done in the activities, it also can be attracted to the student. So all the system can be automated by the computerized. So we do not need the teacher to make a survey. Sometimes the survey or the form fill in can be biased. Okay, so we cannot produce the exactly output which is directly related to the user action or user behavior. Okay, so hopefully there are many more projects in this field which is can produce more information, more decision based on people action. Okay, sometimes we have nowadays many systems that react with the people action. Okay, people language body. Okay, so if we can integrate with the artificial intelligence, machine learning, maybe we can generate more behavior, more action to produce more accurate decision or output.
Okay, so Dr. Fatiha, I'm currently having 3, engagement with me. I'm looking at a Zoom group chat. I have a live chat from YouTube, and I also have numbers of many on Facebook. There's one question from YouTube live chat from Mr. Abdul Razak Saleh. The question is, how do teachers accommodate the different learning styles of students in a class of 40 as a norm in majority of schools in Malaysia? I think this is a very good question. Yeah? And then if I can just pursue for another question also, Doctor, could you share, this is from Dr. Noshela, Cik Nawi. Doctor, could you share with us which other field can be used for behavioral modeling? Okay,
we start from the last one, okay? So, thank you, Dr. Sheila, for the great question. Okay, so before behavioral modeling adapted in education, actually it's pioneer or it's begin with in business, okay? System recommendation, okay, such as in recommendation system based on customer behavior, or in business or in organization, behavioral modeling can be implemented in placement of worker in organization. So we know our worker abilities, we identify our workers' abilities, then we know the exactly placement or department to place our workers, because our workers is not have a same ability. Some of them are very good in audio, some of them are very good in do something, do action, okay? So it is very important to us know who are our workers, okay, by the action. Okay, beside the education and placement in organization, we also can predict customer preference based on their action. Okay, like I said before, if in e-commerce, okay, so example in e-commerce, okay, nowadays we can see in many websites, suddenly there appear of some of advertisement, okay. Maybe we never click the object, but the system can extract our behavior, such as you like cosmetic, then the system will suggest you some related to cosmetic, like skincare or fashion, okay, or what kind of fashion you like. Okay, if you usually browse the travel website, maybe the system will suggest you the fashion related to the travel. Okay, shoes to travel, bags to backpackers. Okay, like that, just like that. Okay. Okay, that is to Dr. Sheila. Okay, this and the second one is from Abdul Razak. How do teacher accommodate?
How do teacher accommodate the different learning style of student in class of 40?
Class of 40, majority of
School kat Malaysia ni kan memang kelas dia kelas besar lah. How do
okay. So we have a question from Mr. Razak. How do teachers accommodate the different learning style of student is a class of 40
in a class of 40
as the number,
as the norm of majority.
As the norm.
One class,
Okay.
40 students.
Okay. In Malaysia, normally the student allocate is about 30 to 40 students in one class. So it's quite tough to teacher to understand and to identify each of the students. So normally in Malaysia, we still not specialize. The conventional class, we still not make, we still not categorize the student based on their disability. Okay, the student is allocated in one class based on their sitting exam or based on their final exam result. So for this this behavioral modeling, maybe we can firstly generate or implement to e-learning education. So when e-learning education, the learning content can be displayed, can be distributed to the student based on their preference. Okay, so conversational class still cannot, we categorize the student based on disability. Maybe small group in the class can be, but in the whole class, it is a quite tough number.
Okay, we have two more questions, but we only left about 2 more minutes. Prof Han, can we allow the 2 questions, or we are about to adjourn for the next session?
Prof Han?
Unmute your button. Interesting question, actually.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Actually, you are computer science PhD, and your work was done in education area. So I believe that you will apply this kind of skill to the business area, right? So, assuming that, I think the most core of this project is the LSD, right? Learning style, and also behavioral model. So actually, I'm not, I have not much knowledge in business. So how can we apply? Okay, let me have one more basic question. So you compared your results and to the results of the questionnaire, right? My question is, the questionnaire survey result is correct one, or there will be more other way, say the interview in each students and make decision, right? So that will be more correct, I think. And also, okay, the next question is, how can we apply this to the business area? So yeah, those two, my question, yeah.
Okay, Prof Han, thank you. Okay, Prof Han. Okay, Prof Han, thank you for the questions. Okay, so the question about the questionnaire developed. Okay, so so the question have 2 sections actually. Okay, first section is about the survey from the teacher itself. Okay, then the second part, we do some activities, okay, some question in the questionnaire, and then the teacher will ask the student. Then they fill the questionnaire, but it's quite tough to ask if the student is, you can see how you want ask the autism, okay? You want to ask the autism, ask the question. It's quite tough, okay? So that is how we develop the question, but the question is also monitoring by the children expert, okay, expert in psychology children. Okay, they monitor how to build the question. Okay, they know, they will guide us what kind of the question that relate to learning style types. Okay. Okay, the second question, can we have more repeats? Pardon, Dr. Han, can we have?
We have like
How that can be applied to business, right?
Dr. Han, the second question is about what, Dr. Han, sorry?
Yeah, how can we, this, in the business area, we should verify that your algorithm is correct, right? So how can we provide that kind of verification in the business area? If we apply this kind of, the learning style detection based on the behavioral model, actually we need to develop, already there might be some models in the, business area, right? So in your scheme, your scheme, how will you apply in the business areas? Maybe it may be asked previously. Sorry, I'm not clear. Oh, if it is not clear,
Okay.
fantastic.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I got you, Prof. Han. Okay. So behavioral modeling we can also apply in business. Okay, when the user, okay, such as for example, for shopping website, so we can extract the action of visitor, such as how many clicks for the related picture, how many times they spend to visit the website, okay, what kind of user or what kind of visitor see the catalog, okay. So the history of transaction also can be action, okay, can be a parameter for behavior modeling. So from the history record, from the action, from the behavior customer or purchasing, we can propose or we can build a model, okay, we can build a model prediction for the incoming advertisement, okay, for example, okay. So if we this visitor come again to the website, we can promote their product, we can promote our product or related product with their action, okay, such as if the visitor like to visit a traveling website, we can display advertisement banner related to the traveling, such as backpackers, okay, shoes, okay. The others example, if the visitor prefer to visit a website of cosmetic, we can predict he or she is prefer to have a skincare or buy a fashion, just like that.
Okay.
Can be, Farhan.
Okay, Prof. Han, I hope that give a little explanation about, how beautiful intelligence adaptive learning system can be integrated into so many angle of interest. In particular, Dr. Fatiha has sum up, this adaptive learning system for the benefit of sustainable education. So I think we have at this juncture enough time. 7 minutes past 11. We would like to move on to our next speaker. I would like to invite Dr. Tan Si Guan from the Faculty of Creative Technology and Heritage University, Malaysia, Kelantan. Dr. Technologist Dr. Tan Si Guan is currently a Deputy Dean for Research, Innovation and Postgraduate for this faculty, and he holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science from University Malaysia Sabah, and prior to that a Master in Science in Artificial Intelligence from the same universities, and Bachelor of Computer Science honors in Software Engineering. He has several professional certification, in particular the Malaysian Digital Economic Corporation MDEC Master Trainer in Computational Thinking and Computer Science, and also certified tester foundation level from Malaysia's Software Testing Board. A number of interesting research and publication has been go along with him. I think he has been very active and contributed a lot in terms of, his dimension of artificial intelligence. He's also fellow in the Artificial Intelligence and Big Data, our Center of Excellence, and have done a lot of benefiting activity, and in particular also in augmented and virtual reality. I would like to invite technologist Dr. Tan Si Guan to join hand for his topic today on augmented reality in graduate enterprise solutions. Welcome, technologist Dr. Tan Si Guan. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for Prof. Raja Susana for the my brief biodata. A very good morning and a very good day to all the audience. Okay, today I just want to share something. They are not really related to artificial intelligence, but is related to Industrial 4.0. So which is augmented reality. Okay, so maybe I will give the brief definition. What is AR and what is the application for AR and how we to develop the AR content. So this is more to multimedia project lah. So maybe I share my slide first. Okay, hold on. I share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, very well. Go ahead.
Okay, so today I want to share my topic in augmented reality, or we call as AR in graduate enterprise. Okay, so this is my topic today. So as we can see from my slides, so AR is one of the main pillar. Okay, we have 9 pillar of Industry 4.0, and AR is one of the pillar. Means that we can see that the AR is how well we can apply in the current trend. So the definition of AR is like it's the integration of digital information with the user environment in real time. So you can see what is the integration of digital information. So in this content, digital information is like video, audio, animation, 3D modeling, and so on. So it's just not only like text and image, but we can integration more than text and image with the real environment. Means that we can view, or we can put up our visual object or the digital information in our real world. So means that this is the definition of AR. Okay. So this is a few example AR application of AR. So we can see for the first one, the one is applied for IKEA furniture. So we can see for this IKEA furniture. Okay, from the video I displayed just now, we can see actually the visual object like tables, chair, 3D object. They are not a real object, but they exist in the real environment. Okay, so how we display, how we want to show the visual object in the real environment. So we apply AR technology. So I will show you some of my project, but this is some application of AR. So we can see this is for the commercial product or for the entrepreneurship. So maybe we can apply, we can see some example in education. Okay, from this video, we can see the 3D object like the Earth, the Moon, the Sun is a 3D object. Okay, we can based on the definition, this is like a digital content or digital information, and it's put up in our real life, in our books, in our living room, in our study room. So means that this is one kind of application of AR. Okay, so we move to, so what is the difference between barcode, QR code, and AR markers? So previously we have the idea, so how the barcode works. So normally we go to a supermarket, we go to a shop, we want to purchase something. When we want to pay, to make the payment, so the cashier will scan the barcode, okay? And then they were using a device, maybe the scanner, and then to scan the barcode, and then the result will pop up on the screen, for example, the computer. So what kind of information will pop up on the screen? So of course, we'll know the information, for example, like the brand, the price, the quantity, maybe the ingredient, and so on. So I can conclude that this is a text form. So we have a few elements. So this is the text form. So it means that when I scan my barcode, it will appear, or it will view only text-based, only text-based. For example, the price, this is the text-based. So, and this is, I can say, the information we can keep or we can store in our barcode very limited. Very limited, for example, just like a text form or a text-based information. But when we move to another code, we call as a QR code. So I know now we are all very familiar with a QR code. For example, when we scan the QR code, and then we will direct to a certain website, or we can go for a certain hyperlink, so we can view some image and so on. So it means that compared with barcode, QR code can store more rich information. For example, like not just only QR code, not just only can save barcode, not just can save text, but it also can save like hyperlink and audio and video. Okay, so of course, when what we want to how we want to scan the QR code, of course, basically we can using our handphone to download the app, and then we open the app and then we scan the QR code, and then the information will show on our phone. So this is the QR code. So now we move to another code. We call it AR marker or AR code. So AR code, what kind of information we can store or we can save in the AR code? For example, we can keep a lot of information. Like just now I show you the IKEA advertising and the AR books. So we can keep a lot of information, for example, like 3D model. We can keep video, audio, animation, and anything, digital information we can display in our handphone. For example, like just now we can see in IKEA advertising. So they have a marker, the books, they have the image we call as an AR marker or AR code, and then they view by using handphone or tablet. So the chair, the tables will appear on their phone. Okay, so this is the three code currently we have: barcode, QR code, and AR marker. So AR marker means that they have a marker or they have the code, and then we scan, it will pop up certain information. But compared with barcode, compared with QR code, so we can save, we can view a very rich information. For example, we know our elements of multimedia. So we have 5 elements of multimedia: text, audio, video, animation, and graphic. So means that this all kind of information, or this all kind of digital information, we can save by using AR code, and we can appear a scan by using handphone, and then we can pop up in our phone, like IKEA, like 3D model, Earth, Sun, Moon. So these are 3D object. So we can by using AR and AR marker and AR technology. So this is a difference we have now: barcode, QR code, and the AR code or AR marker. Okay. Okay. Next, how AR works. So normally we have the physical world. So this is the first image, like our physical world. Okay. So when I'm scanned by using my handphone, the 3D object will appear, will show, like the chair, the tables will show to the user in the handphone. So we can see this is the how augmented reality work. Okay, so we go to the next. Okay, so basically we have a few steps before we want to using AR markers or AR to scan our AR project. So like just now I mentioned to you, barcode, same case. Barcode, we need to have the code, and then we scan by using scanner, and then the result will pop up on the computer. QR code, the same thing. QR code, we scan the QR code, and then we can link a certain website by using QR code, and then appear by using our handphone. Okay, same thing for the AR. So we need to download a certain software. Okay, so after this, you need to create your application. Okay, you download a certain apps, and then we have a marker. So this is the marker. So this is the marker. So the marker is any image. You can be your markers. Okay, like if you want to using Taj Mahal image as a marker, AR marker, or you want to use your product as a marker. Okay, you can use any image as your marker, as long as we can overlay the 3D object, the digital content on the image. Okay, so and then we can view, we can pop up, we can view by using our handphone, our tablet, and other devices. Later I will show you what kind of other devices you can use, and then the 3D object will pop up on our phone. Okay, so this is how basically how AR works. Okay, so we have 3 steps basically. Download the application, scan the markers, and then we pop up the 3D content. Depend, but not necessarily 3D content, but most of my projects are in 3D modeling. So so I will say pop up 3D object lah, but not necessary. You can pop any digital content, video, audio, graphic, animation, and so on. Okay. Okay. So the category of AR application. So we have a few category of AR application. So the first one we have we call as a marker-based or image-based. So marker-based and image-based is something like a barcode and QR code. So we have a marker, we have a code. So we need to scan the code with barcode or QR code or AR code or image, and then the information will pop up. And this is more common and this is more general. So you can see for this image, so we have these markers. We call these markers, AR markers, and then I scan by using my handphone. The 3D Taj Mahal will pop up on my phone. So we are not only see 2D image, but we can see more information about our product, about our building, and so on. So this is really good for us to apply not in education but in promotion, in product, in your business, and medicals, and so on. Okay, so the next one we have the location based. Okay, just now you say if it's necessary, we need to have markers, and then we just scan the markers and it pop up. Okay, but we have another type of application of AR, so we can using location based. For example, okay, I know everybody heard before Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go, I can say, is a very popular game. So Pokemon Go, when I come to a certain spot, and then the Pokemon, the monster will pop up suddenly. Okay, so how this happen? Okay, how this happen? Because this system, this game, they are using location based. Means that you know in our world map, so we have a location spot. For example, we had a longitude and we had the latitude. So means that they're based on the location. Means that when I come to this spot, so this spot, I set this spot X and Y, or this longitude and this latitude, we need to put up a Pokemon. So when I appear or when I near to that spot, automatically the 3D monster will pop up on my handphone. So when we want to play Pokemon Go, of course, the first thing is you need to have internet. And then the second thing is you need to on your GPS. Because if you without on your GPS, so they cannot detect your location. So the game, of course, the game you cannot play lah, because they're based on the location base to detect the object, the 3D object. Okay, so when you on your GPS, they can detect location and then they can pop up the monster near your area. So means that this is by using the location base. So we can see from the first image. So other than a game, okay, this is the how the Pokemon play.
Don't freak out. He's probably just playing Pokemon Go with its brand new Apple ARKit update. It's an overhaul of the game's augmented reality mode, which makes it way more interesting than before. Instead of Pokemon just kind of floating there, you can walk right up to these creatures and see how tiny or huge they really are. Mind you, they might run away if you get too close. Oh, went away. Scared them away. But if you sneak up carefully, they'll be easier to catch and give you bonus experience points too. For best results, make sure to move when they're calm. Throwing a nana berry can help. When you see those words expert handler, you're close enough to throw the Pokeball. If you turned off the game's AR mode and never looked back, it might be time to turn it on again, particularly since the game's creators says it uses less battery life now too. The team says the update should be available soon for iPhone 6s and up, but sadly there's no word on an Android equivalent. Stay tuned for that one.
Okay, so when we view this video, this Pokemon Go video, we can see this is the park. Okay, but we don't have any marker. But why the monster will appear in the middle of field, in the building, and so on, because they're based on your GPS. So this is we call as location based. And then the second application is like the image like this. So we can set our shop and our information in a certain location. So when the visitor or when the tourists come to that area, they can detect a certain shop, information about the shop. They can view by using their handphone. So this is the another application for AR. So compared with the first one, marker based means that we need to have the markers. The markers to store all the information in the markers, and then will pop up on our phone. The second one, we don't have markers. We just based on the location. We based on the GPS. Okay, so we have another third one. Okay, the third one means we based on object tracking. So object tracking means that we can track by static object. Of course, this is cannot tracking for a moving object. It's only for static object. Means that when I have a static object, so we can view all the information regarding for this static object. For example, like this motor, so we can appear all the information about this vehicle or motor. Okay, and we trace by the object, the age of this object. So means that this is by using another technology we call as object tracking. And this technology are currently applied in machine. So when I go for a certain factory, so I need to know how the operation, how the machine operation. So I can use my handphone to scan the machine and then to put up a certain information or video how to operate the machine. So it means that this can use for a certain training, how to operate a certain machine. So we can see some the video how the object tracking work. Okay, once again, this is only for static object. It's not for moving object. When you come moving or your object moving, animal moving, so I cannot detect by using object tracking. So just only for static object. Okay, next. Okay, so AR display. So they have a few devices we can use for display our content. So for example, we can use a handheld display. So handheld display is more easy lah. So it's more, so I know everybody, they have a smartphone now, a tablet now. So they can download the apps, they can scan by using their handphone, the object will pop on the phone. This is more easy way and this is more common. Okay, and then we have a head-mounted display, and mostly this is used by factory or in a workshop. For example, we can wear the glass like Google Glass, HoloLens, and so on. So we can display the object by using the glass. Okay, so no need to use your handphone, because when you operate a certain machine, one hand you hold your handphone, another hand you just only one hand to operate your machine. Is not very convenient. So normally, if you want to use to wear the glass, so normally you want to operate the machine and so on. So of course, compared with the handphone devices, this one is more expensive lah. So sometimes the HoloLens can cost until 2,000 to 4,000 per piece of the glasses. So it means that it's more expensive compared with the handphone. Okay, so now we have another called spatial display. Spatial display means that we can display by using projection. For example, light projection. So you can see for this one. So normally we have a certain light projection, and then we can click the button, and then the numbers will appear on the screen. So maybe we can use partial or light projection. Okay. So okay. So this is some 3D software I introduced to you lah. Because as I mentioned before, most of my project are in 3D modeling and animation. So this is a software I recommend to using, but I'm using Blender. Because it's free. So of course, normally in the school, we encourage our students to use a certain free software. So Blender is a 3D modeling software. It's a free. So you can use 3D Blender or this Blender software to create 3D object. Okay, later I will show you my project, how I create my model by using Blender. Okay, of course, you can using 3D Max, Maya, SolidWorks, and this is all other software for 3D modeling. As I want to mention here again, for your information, the digital content is any digital content, not necessarily 3D model. You can have any video, audio, graphic, animation, even digital content. So you can create by using what kind of software you want to create. For example, if you want to edit video, so maybe you can use Adobe Premiere. Okay, maybe you want to edit audio, so you can use a certain software for your edit your audio. And if you want to create animation, so you can use a certain software to create your animation. Okay, and I want to show here because most of my projects are using 3D. So Blender I'm using. Okay, so this is the library for the AR. So of course we have a certain we need the library, or we need the creator or SDK to create the AR. So most in the market, so we have a lot of AR creator or AR studio. So we have the Vuforia, we have the AR AR Core, and so on. So all these are creator or library we need to use when we want to create AR. Okay, so in my project, I'm using Vuforia. So Vuforia is I can say is the now is the current the best, or not the best, the lead for AR library. So I'm using AR by using Vuforia. Okay, so for the game engine, so if I want to create like apps, so I need to using a certain game engine, because if you want to create a game like Pokemon Go, a certain game like any game, so you need to have the game engine. So normally in the market we have two famous game engine, Unity and Unreal Engine. So for my project, I'm using Unity. Okay, because our university have subscription for Unity, so I'm using Unity to create the game. For example, when I click the button, I have certain interaction. So all this one we need to create the interaction by using the game engine. Okay. Okay, so this is my project. So normally, as I mentioned, so I'm using Blender to create a 3D object or 3D modeling. So I'm using Vuforia for, for AR. And then I create the application, the interaction by using Unity. So by combining these three, so we create the AR application. So of course, it's depend on what kind of content. So maybe you are not necessarily to create 3D content. So maybe you need to create like video. So you need to know some video software more suitable for you. So this is depend on your content. So normally for AR project, normally is the combination for Euphoria and the Unity, and this is the content developer. Okay, so in my project, so normally I have two teams. Okay, in my project, normally I have two teams. One is the technical team, and another is for content. I can say e-content or digital information team. Okay, the content will create the 3D content, the digital content. They are expert using certain creative software. Okay, they can create model, 3D model, but I have another team to create the application. This is more technical. So for we know we have a front end, we have the back end team. Okay, mostly the content developer will create the content and will pass to the technical team, and then they will try to make it in the games or application by using Unity. So I have two teams. So mostly my student in my faculty are creative technology. So mostly our students they have the knowledge how to create the 3D content, the creative content. Okay, and then of course I will teach them. I will show them how to create how to make apps by using a certain programming. So I will show them how to program by using Unity and Euphoria. So they need to have both knowledge how to create the AR application. Okay. Okay. So I want to show some of my project. So all the project I cooperate with my student. Okay, and then more of my students already graduate. So some of them they are now they are working as a content developer. So they are I can say with the knowledge they have, they can secure. I think they can find a very good job after they graduate. They can immediately to find a job because they can create the 3D content because this is job demand the market needs. Okay, so so this is the project. Okay, maybe we see the video first. Okay, so when we see this project, I call it as an AR architecture. So it means that we have two mosses in this catalog. So one is the modern architect, and then another is the traditional architect. So I create this catalog or AR catalog, and then the student can view the mosque or the architecture in 3D view. So it means that they can more understanding how the architecture for this kind of building. Okay, and why I select mosque, because in my faculty we have another field called heritage. So all the creative content need to support the heritage in Kelantan or the heritage in Malaysia. So I select this topic for the AR architecture. So another one, I have books for children. So this is the books. This is the app, and then we scan the markers. And then we have the books for the AR books for children. Okay, so from these two video, we can see here, I'm using Blender, okay, Vuforia and Unity to create these two projects. Okay, and then we go to the next. So this is the Japanese language app to learn Japanese language. Okay, so maybe we can see for this. Okay, so this is the, I mean, the syllabus is based on the Japanese course in UMK. So this is for the beginner level. So this is a conversation between two character or the animation. So only for beginning level. So means that we can see from the animation, we can do some interaction. The student not only can listen, but they can feel the environment of the animation. Okay, so this is the animation, and then we have another called AR coloring books, and this is the coloring book for the children, for kids. Okay, so from this one, we can see more interaction because when I click the button, we have the sound for the animal. We can pronounce the name for the animals, and we can take the photo. All this action, we need to using Unity to create all this action interaction. So this one, how we coloring, when we color the blue color for the animals, and then we will pop up the blue color. When I color the green color for the animal, we pop up the green color. So all this one we need to using Unity, okay, to do this kind of interaction. So these are the few project. These are few project I'm using for my project. So I think that's all for my presentation. Okay. So can you have anything you can ask me? Thank you.
Thank you very much, technologist Dr. Tan Si Guan. We can possibly take a while on the chat box. Give me a second.
Can I ask some questions here?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, thank you for your really interesting presentation. I enjoyed that and I learned a lot from. Actually, I'm not so much knowledgeable about this AR, so let me ask you some simple questions. First of all, you talked about your project, and I think your projects are basically based on the 3D with kind of video, right? So even though you include some kind of audio signals in your project, like AR Japanese conversation or some things, that's good. But when I think about reality, augmented reality or real reality, in reality, actually, we have lots of sensors, right? So video, visions, and audio signals, and tactile signals, and smells, and everything. So I think basically we need all of them. But currently, the AR research is focused on the video. Am I right?
Yes.
What is your opinion about kind of integrated sensory?
Regarding to Prof, actually, AR currently AI not just only like pop up digital content. So in my research, I also related in IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, so when I receive all the information, from the signal, for example, the temperature and so on, so it can save all the information to the cloud, connect to the cloud, and then the cloud will do some analysis by using analytic algorithm and so on. So the result will send to my phone and appear as how to visualize the data to my phone. So means that because my presentation is the fundamental, so I just discussed very basic of AR, but we can go more further by using IoT, by using like just now, Prof, you have the like sensor. So the sensor only to collect the information, right? The information we send to the cloud, and then the cloud will do some analytic, and then we will send back the result to the phone, and then we can display all the information by using AR. For example, we can see the temperature gadget, for example, so we can display how many degree. When I got all the information, the temperature from the outside from the sensor, so you can display, you can visualize by using AR technology. So there are a lot of things to do that, and this is now currently happening. A lot of factory, factory. Actually, we no need to go to the real factory. Any information we can send to by using the sensor, send to the cloud. The cloud will do the analytic, and then it will appear, it will visual by using our AR technology. So this is happening now. So why I want to do? Yeah.
So what about the other way around? So we can actually kind of recognize the smells and the temperatures, and then we can use all of informations. But what about providing these kind of things like smells and the temperatures in, maybe not right now, maybe in future, right?
Yeah.
We have to provide some smells in augmented reality, right? So is there any kind of research going on?
For me, currently we're doing some temperature only, but maybe Prof, there's a very good idea. We have certain sensor, we can integrate a sensor. This is a very good idea. And then I think if we can have further discussion regarding to this kind of research, I'm very happy. And then we can do some cooperation between UMK and Handong University regarding to this research. It's a very good idea. I think the sensor now is the current technology is more go to automation. So the automation means that how to get all the information automatically, and then we can do some analytic by using a certain algo software, and then we can do the anything and then we display. So I think how to get the information, of course, by using sensor. Yeah, so this is my opinion. I mean, this is a good idea.
Okay, Dr. Tan, thank you. I think that's going to be another effort we're going to discuss tomorrow on all this possibility of, what can we get the assistance and expert from HGU to be with us. Okay, we have about 5 more questions to have. Wow, we have like almost 25 minutes more, and before we reach 12:30. Let me just read from the chat box. Dr. Tan, how to deal with ethical and legal issues with AR?
Of course, the legal issue. Sorry, I don't know why my screen cannot display the check box. So I cannot read the text. Okay, so regarding the legal issue, so mostly for my site, every digital content, I need to copyright first. I do the copyright first. For example, the 3D modeling. So I need to copyright my 3D modeling before I launch my the apps and so on. Because, of course, this is a copyright issue. Because when the users download the app, it can scan by using the markers using any devices. Okay, they have no limited, like you cannot use this software, you cannot use this device and so on. But everybody, they have the marker, they can scan, they can pop up the image. But in terms of issue copyright, so of course I will advise to copyright all the content first.
Great. Yeah. So safeguard yourself first before you get all those information out, for public viewing or whatsoever, just to protect the interests. Okay, next question. How has augmented reality impacted society?
Okay. The augmented reality not only they can apply in education, they can apply in the training, business, promote the product and so on. So so currently, mostly we can use AR to attract, to visualize our content, to make people more interesting, more fun to learn or to get the information. So I think compared with traditional method, the AR we can use to attract all their interest to learn or to promote their product. Yes, Prof.
Yeah, we have this one from Ms. Azwa. How impactful is AR, especially towards teaching and learning system, and where is AR currently being used in most? Meaning to say, the utilization of the characteristic of this being also acknowledged by industries and products. I saw you share IKEA, for example, right? But currently, mostly where AR is being used.
Okay. So now, currently, I can say in education, we are less of using AR technology, but mostly they are using in training and promote industry lah. They promote their product. For example, like IKEA, they want to sell the product, they can have the catalog and so on. But for example, you want to sell a certain product like a house, so you can build the architecture. So the buyer, they are not necessarily go to the place, but they can visualize to see all the structure, the architecture for the house. So this is for business and enterprise. But for education is more to training. So now, in my opinion, everybody know MOC, right? MOOC. So MOC is more to, online learning is more to theory based. For example, like I want to know a certain knowledge, but we can go for MOOC. But how about the practicals? How I want to do some engineering practicals and so on. Machine, I want to use a certain machine. I want to do operate a certain machine and so on lah. So how you do the practical experience? So by using AR, so we can experience, although it's in the visual, but we can experience how to operate the machine. So it's more to is provide another method for the user, not only listen the video, see the video. This is the traditional way. But how about I want to do some practicing? Although this is a visual, but we still can do some practice by using AR technology. So hopefully in the future, we can create something like visual lab or certain like visual workshop. We provide this kind of visual, 3D modeling, and they can operate visually. And then currently I have one project cooperate with veterinary school. So we need to visually operate animal. We have a visual cow or animal. So we can wear a certain spec, or we can use a certain AR technology, so we can operate the animal visually. Okay. So this is we want to go to.
Right. Okay, from Dr. Sheila, she asked you about the Pokemon Go. Remember there was a news about people hurting themselves while playing this game. So does that mean the VR is as a possibility in physical harm?
Actually, the Pokemon Go is not physically, it's a visual object, but it's not physically, but we need to alert when we walk a certain the straight, so we need to alert the car, the motor beside us, right? So if you can say the monster will harm us, I don't think so. It's just a visual object.
Yeah, they have been like, crazy, like chasing all the objectives of that. So,
because maybe you want to chase the Pokemon Go and then you run and then without notice the car in your left or right. So this is the careless for human careless, not the games.
Yeah, it has always been like, something to be blamed at. So we have any more questions, Prof. Han from HGU? If there is any.
Yeah, I got another question about
Prof. Henry, all right.
Yeah, so as I said, I'm not so much knowledgeable about AR. Yeah. So how much time do you think the students need to learn this AR, to apply this AR to some applications? So
okay. Thank you for the question, Prof. Henry. So regarding the question, so actually, if you want to create a very basic AR, I mentioned I have two teams. One is the technical team, and one is the content developer. So if you have these two teams, so actually you can take less than 1 month to create the AR application. with very basic AI, not like just now Prof mentioned, like involve like IoT, sensor, and so on. So maybe this one we need to have a more longer time. But if you want to create like 3D model, like animation, like just now the conversation, I can say less than 1 month or 2 months, you can complete all the apps. Although you can see my Malay mosque, the 3D building, the building itself, you just like, if you're expert in using like 3D software, you can create within 1 week or 2 weeks. And then how you import the file into the AI application, you take another 1 or 2 weeks. And then you can create the application.
Okay, so thank you. So you mentioned the two teams, right? Content team and the technical team. So
yes.
I think the technical team is programming, right?
Yes.
And what about the content team? So could you describe a little more about this content team? Are they kind of computer scientist or programmer, or are they kind of artist or what?
This I mentioned before, my faculty is creative technology. So basically, my program is multimedia project, my multimedia program. My students all are, they have the experience how to create the 3D model, 2D model, 2D object, and so on. So means that they have no issue how to create the content. They have the issue is how to do the technical part. My student, because as I mentioned, because my faculty is more to creative content, creative technology. So they have limitation in how to do the programming part, how to do the technical part. But there is not, for me, it's not a very big issue, because no, mostly I have a certain, I can conduct a series of a workshop for them, how to do the programming or how to do the technical part by using Unity and so on. Because Unity, they are using C++, sorry, C#. They're using C#. Okay, so they need to have some basic how to deal with the C#. So the technical part, I will try to help them to solve that part. But the content part, I don't think they have much issue for that.
Oh, so the content part, they don't program that much.
Yes.
Okay. So then there is another following of questions. So you have two teams. Then which part is more important for successful applications?
Okay. For me, I think content is more important. Okay. Why I say this? A certain, for example, a certain technical, for example, a certain interaction or technical part, actually we can copy paste. We can copy paste. Okay, for example, I click this button, what you want to display. So you can copy paste, but the content you cannot. You cannot, I mean, the content is originally from your idea, from your creativity, from your technique, from your skill, and then you can create your content. For me, but I don't think, because I involved in two. Okay, because my background, my expertise in AI. Okay, when I moved to a multimedia school, so I try to switch, not to switch. I mean, I try to diverse my expertise in multimedia. So for me, the content is more important. For me lah. I mean, maybe some that not agree with me, but for my student, a certain interaction, they can do some copy paste the code from the previous one, and then they can do for that. Okay, if you want to do something like AI, machine learning, that one is more hardcore programming. That one I don't think so they can do that. Yes, but certain interaction, like press a button to do some interaction, I don't think this is an issue for me. Okay, but like for example, like yesterday, I listened to a few series of machine learning in healthcare, RNN, in NLP. So it's too, I can say too technical, too hardcore for UMK for my student. Yeah, so this is my opinion.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Henry and Dr. Tan. Any
Can I
more?
ask you a question?
Yeah, please. Any more questions, Prof. Han? Carry on.
Yeah. Thank you for your presentation. It was a good learning to me. But I'd like to know the job situation in Malaysia in the area of AR, VR field. And also are there any business opportunity for your students if they graduate your program? And actually, I'm ignorant in this area. And if it is not that active, then around how long will it become very hot? The trend and the market. So I'd like to know that in Malaysia. Yeah.
Before Dr. Tan give the response, if I may just give an overview about the current scenario. I believe augmented reality is just getting started, and it's a much more difficult, proposition in terms of hardware and user experience. So in this context, we believe the evolution is going to be rapid, and that the AR technology currently is poising for significant breakthroughs. And we talk about these coming few years, right? So when we are trying to explore whatever the process that Dr. Tan's in his faculty of creative and technology, I think there is a great deal of opportunity in one particular area. For example, we can use this augmented reality in the product design and development. Yeah, so that process can alone give a lot of opportunity to bring, the creative process in the rapid visualization, maybe, and also accelerating time to market. And there are a lot of another new dimension to the way we can collaborate. So with this emerging technology, like what you have, discussed yesterday, or another perspective, we're going to learn about robotics this afternoon, right? Additive manufacturing. So all this is actually giving a lot of design iteration in the time that it would take for one iteration using those, traditional development methods. So I believe adding augmented reality as a tool in the prototyping mix can seize even more potential, because it can exploit a lot of product development and the process of design thinking come into place. And I think there could be a lot of opportunity that we can bring products to life. Yeah, Dr. Tan, that is my perspective.
Yeah, actually, I agree with Prof. Raja Susana regarding. I can say we are in the beginning stage for the AR technology, but I think we will move forward. We will move towards to this technology. Okay, and then for the question is for the student. Actually, in my faculty, the students are not necessarily, they can apply their knowledge, okay, in design, in content, but the content we apply in AR, we apply in online learning, or any form of learning, okay, is applicable. Means that the student, they have knowledge how to create the content, how to create the video, how to create 3D modeling. I think this is market demand, okay? And I want to use this for AR. I want to use this for 3D printing or so on, but it depends on the application. But the knowledge, the skill they obtain from the university, they're applicable. And most of them that can be freelancer, okay? They can have, for example, I want to create a 3D model, so I can pass my project to my student. Okay, help me to create this kind of project. Okay, I want to 3D modeling for animal. So you just create for 3D animal for me, and then I can apply, integrate in my app. So my I don't think this is the, I mean, my student, after they apply AR, then they come out, they need to go for AR field, but they can go for other field because they have skill, they have knowledge, they can create the content, the e-content, but depend on what they want to apply to. For example, like AR, 3D modeling, video display, and so on. So this is not, I mean, for my case, it's not a big issue for my student, for my faculty. Okay,
yeah, Dr.
so
Tan,
for the AR, yeah,
we have to talk beyond the screen. Yeah, because currently, like myself,
Yeah.
I'm the national, appointment had been called from the Ministry of Education. I'm one of the coordinator for the state representative for my STEM ambassador at university. So in this context, we are also molding our graduate talent to become STEMpreneur. And any activity that related to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics are in huge demand in the current Malaysian education system. So besides, they can become freelance in this, interest of competency. We can also offer them to become entrepreneur in giving a value and further understanding about the awareness about Industry 4.0. So anything that could be form part of it, like we are today now discuss about AR, and maybe later on robotics, we're going to discuss about ML and the rest of others. So that is the technical side of what we can possibly working along together. But remember, we are also able to exploit their competency to become entrepreneur. Yeah, so this is actually in demand because currently in Kelantan itself, I'm working last time, I think last few years with more than 100 schools. We have been working also with more than 20,000 communities, and we happen to find out that the interest in science and mathematics appear to be really, we are scared to see the development because they are not really go for science. Yeah, so awareness activities, interventions to mold their interest was taken care by the Ministry of Education to bring about a lot of activities so that students in schools are giving their concern about how important is it on science, mathematics, and the futures in this area. So we have to really bring out one of these example. Maybe the value in the mainstream consumer space, it could be still be years away, but when we talk about this enterprise opportunity, its applications in education and learning can bring about a change. And our students can also become another, prospective entrepreneur in the future in this, augmented reality, whatsoever that we're going to go about, next coming session. Yeah, Prof. Han, I hope that could give another, maybe interesting insight for our discussion and, what we can go about tomorrow to prepare for the needs for our future program for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
I think that's all for my presentation.
Yeah.
And thank you again for Prof.
Yeah.
Prof. Rajusana, Prof. Han, and Prof. All the audience. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge in this webinar. So hopefully we can look for more further cooperation between UMK and Hantung Global University.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tan. All right. Thank you for your such a, I must say, arranged good presentation. And then in view of the value of augmented reality, I believe it has landed in product creation and design and development. Yeah. And we have seen tangible benefits that will continue to improve. And let us explore this further and refine how that can build up synergy and, collaboration between expertise from both of UMK and HGU. So the rest of other audience, we are about to, end our morning sessions, and we're going to take a break from now, and we shall come back sharp at 2 p.m. Yeah, with our next interesting topic. If I can just quick give you, we're going to deal on the the designing and utilizing socially interactive robots in research and education, and also another topic on artificial intelligence driven business model. So stay tuned. I hope to see you again at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.